episode of the Blue Honor Vlog. I'm Kay Williams, author of Blue Honor, op-dec Operation Deceit, and the Trailokia trilogy. Today we're going to talk about what kind of music do I like. Where do I even start, right? Pretty eclectic actually in my music tastes. I grew up on classic rock, so listening to the Doors, the Beatles, the Stones, all that 60s and 70s stuff with my parents. And I was born in the 70s and pretty much grew up during the 80s. So of course I love disco. Yeah, I hate to disappoint you, but I do. I love disco, and actually I have a playlist of that on my phone right now. And 70s rock and stuff, you know, Guardians of the Galaxy, really, the soundtrack really hit big with me. And I love 80s music. I was a kid then, so of course I love 80s music, and that's about the time that I started liking hip-hop was probably in junior high school, and started listening to that, and house, techno, industrial. I listen even to a smattering of country music. It's very eclectic. When I say that I am eclectic, I mean that. I have Frank Sinatra on my playlist. Nina Simone is one of my absolute favorites, and soundtrack stuff even. Not into musicals so much, no, unless of course you mean like something like Nightmare Before Christmas. I really like that. So Disney cartoons, things like that, but it wouldn't be like a regular listening thing for me. I don't, you know, obsess over that stuff. And let me see what else. Enya, of course, you know, Celtic background clearly from last name Williams, right? First name. Let me see. Who do I really love? I mean, Stevie Nicks is probably like my queen. You know, I mean, obviously there's Nina Simone, as I just mentioned. There's just so many. It's like overwhelming for me. Literally, my music collection is insane. I used to work at FYE. It was a Trans World Entertainment store that you would see in the malls. It's a chain store. For Your Entertainment is what it stood for. A lot of people used to call it FI. It's FYE. It was never FI. I used to laugh about that. But you can't correct customers because then, you know, you end up in a fight with that. A great way to see a little bit more of what I listen to, I have a YouTube list for Trailokia, so you can see some stuff there. I have a Last FM account under Lady Caasi, Ladycaasi, and my friend Victor set up a Spotify for Trailokia, which if you go to my website and you go to the book page for The Shadow Soul, you'll see a speaker image and stuff, and in that is where you click and you'll have the Spotify playlist, and I think that's up to date. I do have to ask him. It's been a little while. He's been in control of that. So that pretty much has it, you know, VNV Nation. I hadn't listened to Rammstein until recently because for some reason I thought that they sounded like screaming type of metal, like Kitty, you know, I forget what they call that anyway, or thrash or something like that, and I just was kind of like, and I didn't, and then of course I heard Du hast, and I'm like, oh, I actually can understand this. So that that has started me on that path, and of course I immediately downloaded that, but I have to go out and look at more when I have some time. Yeah, when I have time. So do check out those lists. And I've also been looking at some classic country like Patsy Cline and stuff, because I want to make sure that my daughter has a little bit more experience with different kinds of music, like I did growing up, and not to be narrow. I don't believe in narrowing your tastes and stuff. So, of course, my playlist, it covers everything from the early days of rock, 40s swing, country, a little bit. I'm working on it. Go easy. It's not really my thing. It really never was, but I'm trying. And the classic stuff, though, I have to say, for some reason it's kind of grown on me. I don't know. Maybe it's kind of just one of those things. But, right now nothing beats 70s rock, so kind of all about that stuff. Okay. Thank you for listening, and make sure you subscribe. Check out those lists, and I will see you next time. Have a great evening. Thanks.